There's a sort of mythology of the sea, if you want, to the Flying Dutchman, which is a famous ship. It was a ship that disappeared after perhaps injudicious decisions by its captain and passed into nautical lore as a cursed ship. And one of the legends is that, you know, if you see the Flying Dutchman, you're doomed.
There's a lot of different versions of the Flying Dutchman legend. The Wagner opera is the one that's the big romantic version of it. That's really interesting. We borrowed some of that. But there is also the one about the guy who said, I'll sail around the Cape of Good Hope if it takes me all eternity. And he didn't make it, so he's still trying to sail around it.
The fun challenge is actually inventing legends that are completely made up, but you won't be able to tell. Yeah. You'll actually presume that they derive from some ancient sea story that you haven't heard yet.
The way I like to work is refining in 3D and pull together a lot of both reference and illustrations to direct the work.
We got engineers involved and our marine department and all of that, letting us know what we really can do from what we wanted to do. And luckily we were very close. So from that point on, I hired set designers, model makers, illustrators up to help us, flesh those ideas out, get them ready for construction.
The Dutchman is like one of the characters of the film. It's certainly, and as such, it's one of the stars, I feel. It was developed with an eye towards history and a sense of the architecture of boats of the late 17th century. It's kind of based on the early Dutch flute design. Everything was there for a certain purpose. It's all about catching wind and how fast is it going to go through the water, and how best can it defend itself and attack another ship.
Flying Dutchman is actually a boat that we built from the ground up, and it has no motors, but we basically built the whole thing.
Basically, we started with this stiffened hull, which is basically just a pontoon, and then a steel structure off of that, and then our guys applied a lot of wood structure from there.
We had to come up with a way to make this ship look as old as it could be, but still function. It's got to work in the ocean.
So then we came up with this other idea, and it was a little expensive to purchase it, but it saved, all the rest of the work.
My mold maker came up with an idea of using urethane and casting planks out of urethane.
It's actually a rubber material that they use on car bumpers, and we knew that tugs would be coming alongside and would tear it up if it was anything but that.
We're taking off the silicone jacket and we're exposing the urethane parts. It's got the detail of old aged wood.
They're kind of like a piece of spaghetti. They're malleable. You can move them around and they'll take the shape of the hull and everything. It applied easy and quickly, and it had 90% of the look that we needed from the get-go.
We wanted a kind of skeletal feel to it, but over that skeletal feel, we have given it a textured skin of sea life, of barnacles and mollusks and sea ferns and everything that you can imagine that would have shaped it as it was on the bottom of the ocean for any period of time.
We co-built the piece. We built it simultaneously here in the Bahamas and in Los Angeles.
This is the bow of the Flying Dutchman. It's going down to the Bahamas to be put on a ship. There's so many man-hours involved in this. To get that big of a crew down here is just not cost-effective. So get all the pieces